And we're live from the 313 and the 404, episode 125 of the Everybody Mad Live podcast. We still doing this thing. It's been a long time. Thursday today is May the 25th. It's also the 855th day of the Biden administration. My name is Sid Lover.
What's up? I'm Kenya Kabine. Thanks for checking us out. We got a great show lined up for you as always. But don't forget, right now is your chance to spread the word. Let everybody know that we are live right now on Facebook. Big ups to everybody on Facebook watching us. Make sure that you like, make sure that you chime in. We're also on YouTube. We're available wherever you can check out all podcast platforms. And we're streaming on Twitch and Twitter. Right, Sad?
Yeah, we're live right now on all those platforms. And
Yeah.
We like people to be a part of the show too, so you can comment in the comments, and we'll put your thing on there, or you can even hop in the on the show. We'll send you a link so you can be on video with us because we got a big show. Actually, a lot of stuff to talk about before we head into the Memorial Day holiday. You been good this week?
Yeah, man, everything's been good down here. Just gearing up for the holiday weekend. Jazz Fest going down here in Atlanta, so ready for that. That's about it, man. But everything else is cool, bro.
Yeah, we cooling out. Actually, I don't know. Last time I've been in Detroit for Memorial Day, we got this big techno fest. It's called Movement. Electronic music and techno started in Detroit. So we got this huge festival that's coming. But the tickets is like $185 a day. I'm like, we ain't going. But it's that big of a festival. People come internationally to be a part of the festival because we are the birthplace of not just Motown, but also electronic music here in Detroit or whatever. So people coming here to kind of enjoy that, but I ain't doing that. I think we just go chill out. I might ride the bike. We'll probably grill out a little bit, and that sort of thing. But yeah, not for $185. And there's gonna be people. I'm still not ready for people.
For all those people.
Yeah. I'm kind of still getting my feet wet with a bit.
Yeah. I hear you, man. Well, we got an interesting show to talk about because there's some festivals that's going down here in Atlanta that they're charging people an astronomical amount of money for. I'm gonna tell you all about that later on in the show, and it all has to do with Rick Ross. Also, we're gonna be talking about the Queen. Of course, I'm talking about Tina Turner. We lost her yesterday. We have an update on her death. We're gonna kind of reflect on our favorite Tina Turner moments, so hold tight for that. Also, NAACP is targeting Florida right now, while Florida's governor has a big announcement, and everybody's mad about that. We're gonna fill you in on all that, so hold tight.
Yeah, we got all that. Plus, we're going to get into a little bit of what's going on with some reality. Well, this is not reality, but this is he's on a reality show. But we're going to talk a little bit about Raz B. He has a recount of his longly held position that his cousin molested Chris Stokes. So we're going to give you an update on that. And then a couple of things we want to talk about, too, is Black Lives Matter, because I think that's important for us to talk about. They might be going bankrupt. So we're going to talk about why and how. And plus, another thing we're going to talk about, too, is a former American Idol winner. Actually, just won it in 2020, just less than 3 years ago. But now they sing in a New York and New Jersey subway to kind of make ends meet. So we'll talk a little bit about that story, as well as your favorite relationship expert. We're going to get a little messy today because your boy Derek Jackson, his estranged wife had a lot to say because she was on somebody else's podcast. She was on somebody else's YouTube, since he said Derek Jackson being on somebody else, women and woman and all that stuff. We'll talk a little bit about that as well.
Plus, we have a debate that's coming up too, a real interesting debate that we're going to talk about regarding tipping. We've talked about tipping before, but we're going to be talking about tipping, whether it be, well, if you're supposed to tip, if you're either dining in or if it's a delivery tip. Now, we talked about dine-in tips, but we're talking about delivery tip, and is it appropriate, not appropriate? We know you got something to say about that, so hold tight for the Everybody Mad Live podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Everybody Mad Live podcast. Said, with that being said, are you ready to go ahead and kick off everything, bro?
Sure.
All right. Well, Tina Turner, she died in her home yesterday in Switzerland at the age of 83, following a long battle with illnesses, including cancer. She's had strokes and kidney failure in her final years. Really sad. I was I was hurt. I wasn't necessarily shocked because when I watched her documentary, she said that was her final goodbye. And and when she said that, I was like, I felt like time was kind of running out on Tina Turner when I saw that documentary. I don't know how you felt about it when you saw it, but she was like, that was kind of like, I felt like that was her way of kind of like saying, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and live my life out in peace outside, away from the public eye. And it was kind of like, kind of touching. It was kind of bittersweet to see that documentary, but that was kind of like her last final hurrah in entertainment and us seeing her. But she's yes, but she's had such an amazing life. This is a woman who beat all odds. If you think about it, her tumultuous relationship with Ike Turner to just coming back on top after that. She's done so well for herself, and look at those dance moves. She's inspired people like Beyonce. She's inspired so many women in the music industry. She's definitely going to be missed. And I think one of my favorite Tina Turner moments, probably, I just remember back in the day when HBO used to run those Tina Turner concerts back in the day. She was like one of the first Black female big concerts that I would see on HBO growing up as a kid. My mom and aunt used to watch them all the time. So that's kind of my Tina Turner moment. What about you, Sid?
I don't know. I wasn't that big of a fan of Tina, but I think everybody can say that you're a fan of "Proud Mary." That's one of the greatest songs ever, just because of just Tina and how she performs that song and that sort of thing, whatever. But I think as far as moments, I don't necessarily know if I have a favorite Tina in a moment, but I know "Proud Mary" is one of my favorite songs from her. And then also, I think "What's Love Got to Do with It?" Like that's one of my man jams. Like like a female song that like when you're alone by yourself, you sing to the top of your lungs, just as if you heard. So like I will sing "What's Love" if we alone. You know what I'm saying? So, rest in peace. Rest in power.
Rest in peace to the Queen Tina Turner. Like she was something to be reckoned with. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. She's definitely going to be missed, but I never forgotten. Tina Turner died at the age of 83 years old. Leave your comments and your favorite Tina Turner moments in the chat. We got some more news that we want to switch gears and talk about what's going on in our country right now. If you haven't heard, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis made the big announcement this past week that he's actually going to be running for president. That means he's going to be on the Republican ticket and he's going to be up against Donald Trump. And it's like, well, damn, you got two horrible candidates. What the hell? Sam, break that down for us because you're the political dude, man. It's like, that's crazy.
No, I think it's just it is kind of crazy, but I think it's just one of those things to where like he's just trying to be like the next thing, because I think that like there's a thought that that Trump is going to be indicted or in jail pretty soon. So if that is the case, then they're gonna need somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really what this is all about. He thinks that eventually Trump's going to be indicted and that sort of thing, so he's not going to be capable of running. So I think that's kind of what his motive is. But he's been horrible. But that's part of the reason we're going to talk about his policies in some of the stories and how it actually works in real life or whatever. But I don't know what's wrong with that clip. But I think it just shows why it's important for us to vote, because if we don't vote, then we'll start to get people like this who are in power, and then they're doing stuff that's anti-Black, that's against people learning about our history, and so many things that he's doing in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? So like I think this is just one of the reasons why it's important for us to pay attention to what's going on politically, because at some point it all comes back to roost, and it does affect us at some point. We think they don't do anything, but like this is stuff that affects us being able to make money and to be able to live normally and stuff like that. So I think we just need to pay attention to it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, in related Florida news, one complaint said just one complaint has a lot of people mad. It has a lot of people upset that led a Florida school to restrict access to Amanda Gorman's famous poem, The Hill We Climb, which she read aloud at the 2021 inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, the complaint filed by a Cuban mother by the name of Daily Salinas alleges that the work is not educational. Okay, so she's saying that the poem wasn't educational and contains indirect hate speech and shouldn't be in schools. It also alleges that Gorman's book would cause confusion and indoctrinate children. Salinas also filed complaints against 4 other books: The ABCs of Black History, Cuban Kids, Countries in the News Cuba, and Love to Langston. Like, I'm baffled. I'm stunned by this. It's crazy. One person can trigger an educational review, but it's legal after Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed several educational bills into law last year, which prompted an upstick in book challenges faced throughout the state. As of March, more than 175 book titles have been taken out of libraries around Florida as of March. That's unbelievable. And this one person.
One person, and let me show you why we're talking about this one person, Miss Daly Salinas. Look, why are we talking about her? Let me show you what she put on paper to get all this controversy started. This can't be no more than about 1, 2, 3 sentences, literally. Okay, wow. What do you object? Nothing in specific. Number 2, why do you object to this material? It is not educational and have indirect hate messages. Page 12 and 13. Well, she says 2 of the pages of the book have indirectly, she can't even write grammatically, but indirectly hate messages. 3, did you review all the materials? Yes. 4, are you aware of professional reviews? You know, professionals, like people who actually read these stuff, people who actually make assertions on educational content to determine if it will help your child develop, people who've gone to school for this. Have you sought any of those opinions out? I don't need it. That's what she said. I don't need it because I just know. Number 5, what strengths do you perceive in this? She didn't do anything. 6, for what age group would you recommend this material? Not for schools. 7, would you believe in the function of the material, cause confusion, and indoctrinate students? That's it. She literally took a little half a piece of paper, wrote down a sentence and a few words, and got a book removed. Wow. And y'all don't want to vote? This is Black hit. So if this is just Amanda Gorman's thing, and then we add the 175 titles that are in there, because frankly, can you come on? Like you know, some of the books we've read about Black history, we probably wouldn't have read them if they didn't make us read them. Right. So by them taking them out of the classroom and being able to be recommended material, you can't even get to that step. So these kids can't learn things, and subsequently, you can't learn all of the Black excellence that exists in Amanda Gorman and all these other people. So that makes it easy to marginalize Black people. That makes it easy for Black folks to think less of it. And it also makes it easy for white people to think we ain't worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Like it all has a circular sort of thing to it. It's all a part of this big game. And we need to realize this is chess. They playing chess in our face. And we need to realize this is not just about books. This is about how they want to make the world feel about us, how they want to make us feel about us, how they want to make it outside feel about us. And then 2, we look at this mother. She was Cuban. She ain't white. She's Cuban. She's Cuban, so she's closer to us than them. Right. However, she don't want anything of Black positivity to shine forward, because notice she picked out several other Black books. She picked out some Cuban books or whatever, because she don't want to make that connection between Cuban and Black, because and that's the thing. Like, they want Black folks to be out here on this island by ourselves, and where we can't get it, and we can't progress, and we can't do nothing, and we can't go up, and we're like almost kind of enslaving us in a modern day sense by trying to kind of remove all of the things that are great about Black people from being taught or talked about. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's dangerous to even get beyond Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to make sure that we don't allow these type of people to be president, because we saw what happened with Trump.
And yeah, and it can happen. It can happen again if people don't go out and vote. But, because this is happening down in Florida, the NAACP president, Derek Johnson, said that African American lives are not valued in Florida, which is why the organization has issued a travel advisory for Florida due to DeSantis and the state lawmakers' attempt to ban books about race, like we just got through talking about, and the LGBTQ plus issues, efforts to criminalize protests, and the banning of diversity, equality, and inclusion programs in Florida colleges. How do you feel about this? Because, when I saw it, I was thinking to myself, man, I just spent like a lot of money to go down to Florida recently. Do you think that this travel warning, this advisory, is gonna hurt Florida?
It needs to. I think it can if we just realize that, like, sometimes, like, certain things are bigger than Miami. Like, I know we always like tens of thousands of us are going to Miami this weekend because it's Memorial Day. Like, that's just what we do on Memorial Day. Like Miami is one of those sort of destinations. But like my family, what we've done, we used to have an annual trip, and we had been going to Jacksonville for about 5 years in a row, something like that. So we stopped. We're actually going on a cruise this year, but we stopped going to Florida, and like that, and that was part of the reason for that, because we just didn't feel welcome, and even beyond just what's going on with DeSantis and stuff like that. It was certain times where like we just didn't feel welcome because we stayed in like the Amelia Island part of Jacksonville, and like they was looking at us like, how can y'all afford to be out here with us, sort of vibe, you know what I'm saying? So like it was that sort of thing. So we had already stopped going to Florida anyway, so this just helped cement us from going there. But I love Miami just as much as anybody else, and I lived in Florida for a hot second too. So like I like Florida, but like I won't be stepping foot back in Florida because I don't want it to get my money. And if I have to go to Florida, I'm gonna try my best to make sure my money go to black folks, to black businesses now.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people, I've been seeing just a lot of the talk on social media, and shouts out to my cousin Ray, Dr. Ray O'Neill. He's checking us out too right now. He's down in Florida, him and his wife Deidre. Ray, I definitely want to get your comments on this. I would love for just you being an educator and just get your opinion and your thoughts on this. But I think that a lot of people feel like, well, we don't want to support Florida and everything that's going on, but we still want to go to Miami because Miami's different from Florida. But shit, it's in Florida. Black folks still gonna go to Florida. They gonna go to Miami. I'm sorry, they're gonna go down to Miami and they'll turn it up. But I think that the whole purpose of the NAACP doing this is to hit them in their pockets.
Yeah, because you got to hit them where the money is, and you got to tell them. But like some people have said, well, DeSantis is like fighting against Disney, and Disney is a lot of money for Florida. But I think that's just a part of the game and what you have to do. They did Florida did a boycott in back in the 90s when they canceled a Nelson Mandela appointment. So the NAACP, they did a boycott against Florida, and end up after that boycott, I think it might have lasted a few years or whatever, but end up getting like some black businesses to be able to be open down in that point or whatever. I think there's a black hotel. I can't remember the name of it. It's like the Black Isle of Palms or something like that or whatever. But that was one of the results of the boycott, was that like it kind of fast tracked some black businesses opportunities down in Florida. The NAACP also did a boycott in South Carolina where they kind of boycotted against NCAA games. Tournaments from coming down there and that sort of thing, because obviously they like to come to Charleston and Myrtle Beach and all those points. But part of the boycott, it continued, and we kept losing a lot of those opportunities because those sports games bring in tens of thousands of people who spend lots of money. You know what I'm saying? So like those are multi-million-dollar weekends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that can really enjoy. That ultimately led to South Carolina taking down the Confederate flag from the State House or whatever. So I think boycotts can work, but we gotta do it collectively, and we gotta realize sometimes we do gotta sacrifice. Like you ain't gotta go to Miami for Memorial Day. Go to DC because they have a nice little happening on Memorial Day. I'm sure.
Go to Myrtle Beach.
Go to Myrtle. No, we in South Carolina too. Like they just did this.
I know.
Thing too. I can't boycott South Carolina because all my family's there. But like, I'm trying to find a way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. But I do agree with you, said that we do need to stand by the NAACP with this, and we just really need to just boycott and stay out of Florida until things get back on track. Because they said they really don't value our lives as African Americans. They don't care because
They
again,
don't value our history, our lives, our
right,
heritage, our safety. Because like,
right.
who you think is like we talked about all the kind of clearly black things and clearly racial things and clearly anti-gay things that they've done or whatever. But think about Florida, like with their what's the law where you get to just shoot someone without asking questions? Like what is it called?
Stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what Trayvon Martin is in Florida, and they have to stand your ground. So like that doesn't say like, hey, we're anti-black. That says if you have, but like notice like the people who haven't been able to get the stand your ground kind of argument in court, they're black people. But like stand your ground works for a lot of white folks down there who to successfully kill some black folks. So no, we need to think about the fact that like it ain't safe, not just traveling, but just living there.
Yeah. Want to get your thoughts on this? Definitely want to get your thoughts. Leave your comments, and you could join in with that Linktree link that you see up on the screen right there. Said also he's going to throw it in the chat too, so you could jump on and talk some shit with us tonight and give your opinions on all of the hot topics that we're discussing with the Everybody Mad Live podcast. Well, said, I hate to, talk about this right here because, the Black Lives Movement was really supposed to be something, special, something to support African Americans and, show people that our lives matter, which it did. However, the people that were behind Black Lives Matter seem to be corrupt. A lot of corruption was going on behind the scenes. Anyway, the organization is at risk right now of going bankrupt after its finances plunged $8.5 million into the red last year. Now, prior to Black Lives Movement's recent mishap for the period between July 1st, 2020 and June 30th, 2021, the organization reported donations of nearly $77 million while net assets amount to $42 million. Unfortunately, though, for the following period, there was a noticeable difference with reported donations dropping to $9.3 million and net assets, decreasing to $30 million. Now, somehow, despite all of this right here, Black Lives Matter, they were able to pay family members of former executive and the foundation, well, actually the executive director for the foundation, Patrice Cullors. We've talked about her before. Yeah. They were paying them 7-figure salaries. Her brother was paid $1.6 million last year to provide, quote, professional security services. In addition, he reportedly received $126,000 salary as head of security for the foundation. So I hate that this is going on because because really people were donating because it's Black Lives Matter. We all know that Black Lives Matter, and you're donating, but then where was the money going? Because remember, we reported this last year where they bought this $1 million house out in California.
2 houses.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of corrupt stuff behind the scenes, and in the end, in my opinion, it just makes us all look bad. You know what I mean? As a race of African Americans, because you got a lot of racist people that are sitting back saying, see, they ain't shit. Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? So it makes us look bad when this happens. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
You see the same, because when you pull this up, like all those conservative news channels, Fox News, and all those folks, like this is what they love to talk about. Candace, what are they? No. Candace Jones. Candace Owens. Why I say Jones? Candace Owens. Like that's the first thing, because she ain't no damn Jones.
Yeah, she ain't.
But this is what she's talking about. Like they love to see like anything that proves any sort of point that they was trying to prove about. Just that it wasn't a valid cause, and it wasn't a valid sort of protest that we have or whatever. And I hate that they did that, because that damages not just their own credibility, which I could care less about, but it damages like the movement and the perception of what it meant, because Black Lives Matter wasn't for Black people. It was for non-Black people to begin to kind of prioritize the fact that like Black people were dying at higher rates in a lot of different areas, not just from a health standpoint, but from a Black policing, from a criminal justice sort of standpoint or whatever. But now it's like giving them moment to say, well, like it's not valid because see, look, she done stole all the money and done did all this or whatever. So like this is all like all a little scheme that Todd thought up to get everybody's money.
Yeah. I agree with you.
With the bullshit.
Yeah, man. Well, leave your thoughts. We want to get your opinion on this story right here. It's really unfortunate. You said what said?
I said, did nobody even just catch what I said?
I probably didn't even catch what you said either.
No, I was talking. No, you know, Candy, Auntie Bertha.
I did. Oh, but now it went over my head. Okay,
he was down with the bush.
I got that. Yeah, I got it. Okay, yeah. Okay. Everybody, Mad Live Podcast. Appreciate y'all checking us out. Shout out again to everybody on Facebook rocking with us. Leave your comments, spread the word. We are live. Big ups to everybody out of Detroit rocking with us. ATL, Savannah, Georgia, Florida. We know that everybody's checking us out. We really appreciate it. Let's switch gears, Ed. Let's talk about what's going on in entertainment news. And I know you got an opinion on this. I definitely have an opinion on this. First of all, I haven't watched American Idol since the Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson days. You know what I mean? So I didn't really realize, I know we kind of, like talked about like, hey, there's a new season of American Idol back on TV a couple of years ago. Well, her name is Samantha Just Sam Diaz. She actually won American Idol back in 2020. She is now back. Just imagine you're winning American Idol. Before you were on American Idol, you were singing in subway stations, but now it's 2023 and you back in the subway stations singing again for money. Well, that's the situation that's going on right now. She is back singing on New York City subway stations. According to reports, since winning the singing competition show, Sam parted ways with her record label, Hollywood Records, tried to release music without the help from the music label. And, I think people don't understand that, it's a whole game, like with the music industry. Like the artists aren't really making money until they produce music, until that album comes out. I don't know where
like I would add, because to me they came in a little bit different, because she came in on TV, and then like she's like it's almost like she's locked into the contract that they already have with her record producer, so everything's kind of ready made or whatever. So it's like it's, I don't know, it's just like it seems like it's a little bit sort of different for those sort of artists that come on through TV. But I wanted to play her video in reference to this.
In these waters, but I can't bring myself to swim when I am drowning in this silence. Baby, let me go easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance.
So I don't think that was a video. It was another one. Where it go?
And we almost knew love was.
I mean, she sounds outstanding.
She sounds good.
If I could change the world overnight, there be no such thing as goodbye.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't find the video I want on the show.
What is she trying to explain what happened?
Huh?
What was she trying to explain what happened to her career?
Yeah, because I guess people were just kind of to echo your point. People were just kind of asking her that, like, baby, like, why, like you was American Idol, like you too good or you too big to be out here on the subway singing and that sort of thing. And then like I guess like part of her was trying to give people a little bit of an understanding is that like it ain't as easy as like the movies would tell you that it is. Sometimes where like you get this record deal, you win this great competition, and now you made it. Now you're a millionaire. Now like you have all your dreams within your grasp and all the money you can ever have. It ain't like that. It ain't like that.
Well, I think too.
Sell the records.
Yeah, but here's another thing too, and this is just a thought. I think that sometimes, this is a woman that used to sing in subway stations when she did win American Idol, and I'm sure that there was some money in appearance. You said what?
No, I said I think her pronoun. I think Samantha's pronouns are they and them.
Oh, okay. Well, they, her, they, them, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't want to be like I want to just point that out. Like, since we're about to come up on Pride Month and we got some Pride Month.
Yeah, I think that, but sometimes there's situations to where some people aren't educated on how to save and spend money wisely too. So she probably did get money and probably wasn't aware on how to, pay certain bills and do this and do that. And it's all about the right people, because the record industry is a greasy industry. It's when I tell you it is. Seth and I, we've been in the industry and we've seen it. It's so low. I mean, it's some really low, conniving, scheming people in the music industry that will take their money. You know what I mean? They will take your money from you. And that might be the situation with her, where she was just misadvised in her winnings for American Idol, because it sounds like she just didn't really have a good team around her, which is very surprising. I wonder how would this all have played out had she had been a blonde, cute white woman. That's just me. That's just what I wonder. You know what I mean? I wonder, would this have played out differently? But I think that maybe she did not know how to spend her money wisely too, and was not educated on that. And it's just some people just aren't educated on spending and saving. So that might be the situation too. I don't know, but it's really sad. It's really unfortunate. But her record label should have done that. They should have gotten her with a good financial advisor. Said, you have a financial advisor. I have a financial advisor. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that you have to do in life. You know what I mean? Just to get to where you need to be. And I think that she was just misadvised.
Yeah, you need a village, and that sort of thing. And you can't trust that that village will reside in the industry. Sometimes you have to reach outside or bring somebody with you or whatever. But it's unfortunate. But she's doing what she has to do, and that's what I respect, because sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Because some people get to that level where they would achieve some stardom, and then they're they're now too good to do whatever X, Y, and Z is or whatever, to the point that some people were telling her, girl, why are you doing this or whatever? You want to marry? She's doing it because, well, right now I have to. Like, I need the work. I need to be able to get some sort of funds to be able to make ends meet or whatever. So that's what she's using that to or whatever. So I don't knock what she's doing, because she's honest about kind of like the situation is or whatever.
Yeah, and she put her pride aside too.
Yeah.
She put her pride aside.
Record label when that sort of thing. But I hope they have a better outcome with the rest. Because maybe somebody can pick them up.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Definitely. And I think, with her putting her story out there, maybe she will get picked up, and maybe it'll be a better situation next time around.
Yeah.
Yep. Leave your comments. Shouts out. Who was that? I couldn't see. Was that Latasha Scott?
No.
Oh, LaShawn, what's up?
Definitely.
What's up, LaShawn? That's this right there. That's fam right there. Shouts out. Shouts out to everybody checking us out, Everybody Bad Live Podcast. All right, Sid, here's a debate. We've talked about tipping before on the show, tipping in restaurants. How much should you tip when you go out to eat? And I always said that, I normally tip 20%. If I get good service, I tip 20%. We've talked about this before, but tipping is normal for dine-in. Tipping is even normal for delivery meals, that's just the thing now. Like, when you get deliveries to your house and stuff, even if there's already a delivery fee already added into there, I'm also going to tip you as well. I do the same thing too. But should you tip when ordering takeout food.
Well, let me say, like, part of this conversation came because and it was been on my mind for a while, but my somebody on my timeline, actually like a good money coach who I would recommend. Her name is we had her on the show, Dorothy Kelly, but she's been on the show, but she posted on her TikTok a place where she had free.
Do y'all tip y'all carry out service? Look, it's 3 signs. They are not playing any games right here, okay?
Let me play it again.
Do y'all tip y'all carry out service? Look, it's 3 signs. They are not playing any games right here, okay?
That is tacky and obnoxious, because that is way too damn much. You got it on every damn register and red tape. You got it on the walls, you got it on the register, you got everywhere. If you come in and pay for we want you, but no, because all they doing is going to get it.
They going to get it, and that's it. All they're doing is going to get it. So I am against tipping for takeout. Now, granted, if I pick up my takeout at a bar, it's popping, I sit in, I have a drink, and the bartender, they go get me a drink, or even water.
I have a drink now, so
I might tip for some water. I might tip $1 or whatever like that. But I really don't think that you should tip for takeout, because I'm just going in to pick up the food, and that's it. All you have to do is, the food is sitting at the bar. All you do is you grab it and you pass it to me. I know times are tough. I feel like it's a stretch. I feel like it's a reach for more money. It's a money grab. I get it. We're living in a day and age where everything is up and things are high and everything like that. But tipping for takeout, no. It's a big no for me.
It also costs more because we're not paying what we was paying even pre-pandemic. So
yeah.
Hey, all right, now to where you used to be able to go out and get something for yourself, just for yourself. Like, you could probably spend $25 to get you a little meal or whatever, but you're gonna be $40 for yourself if you get you an entree and something to drink. That's on the cheap end or whatever. So I'm just saying that this inflation or whatever we're calling it has brought up the price of everything. So we already tip on delivery and we tip on takeout. Dining, because that's just understood. But I almost think that they want to normalize the takeout tipping, so that we can we can just begin to tip. But I'm with you. To me, you're not doing any extra service with that.
Right.
You're doing exactly what you are called to do, which is ring me up and hand me my bag.
That's it.
What else you doing?
Right.
Because
nothing.
if you're serving other tables, then they gonna tip you. But for you and I's transaction, our interaction is literally it's only seconds. You know what I'm saying? It might be a minute or two. You know what I'm saying? So we're not even interacting long enough for me to even have the necessity to tip you. What?
Right. I'm with you 110 on that, Sid. Definitely want to get your comments on that. Everybody, Mad Live podcast. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. And big ups to everybody that's checking us out on all podcast platforms. I don't like the way my shirt is falling today. Here's some entertainment news. Definitely want to talk about this right here, Sid. I thought this was kind of interesting. We all know the story about Raz B from B2K and how Raz B said years ago that he was molested by his cousin, Chris Stokes, who's now a thriving film director in Hollywood, producing lots of movies, and also Marcus Houston, too. There were videos that came out where Chris Stokes, he actually got Chris Stokes on video apologizing for it. This is all on social media. And, we don't have time to look up everything, but you all can look up stuff yourself and see exactly what we're talking about.
Remember it.
You said what, Sid?
I said a lot of us remember.
Yeah. I mean, we never forgot. He's always stood by and always been consistent with his story. That's why I've always believed Raz B But now Raz B recanted his statement this past week and said that it wasn't true, that Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston never did anything to him. And it has a lot of people scratching their heads because, again, you know, the story has been so consistent for years.
Right.
Even there's some people, there's a younger generation that might not know this. They're familiar with Immature. They're familiar with Marcus Houston, but it's so funny that all of this is coming out now because Marcus Houston just got, you know, like that whole story about him marrying this like underage girl and all this kind of stuff. Again, Chris Stokes has a thriving film career and everything like that. And people have been pushing for a surviving Chris Stokes kind of documentary like the R. Kelly situation that happened because this guy, again, this was cousin who was molested by his cousin, and he was very consistent. But now all of a sudden he's saying that it's not true, and I don't believe it. I think that there is something in the milk ain't clean with this, said.
Yeah, this is part of what he said in there, because he went on to say maybe because B2K broke up and he was no longer in my life, Chris was never my pain. He was my protector, my peace, my friend. People like Steve and the terrible things in Cleveland I told him about, Ricky forcing me to do it. So like he just went on like a little crazy, interesting tangent, just kind of saying that like, basically saying that like the molestation in history happened beforehand when he was in Cleveland with his brothers and that sort of thing. And then once he got to wherever Marcus and Chris Stokes was or whatever, they were the ones that brought him out of that or whatever. But he's saying, I guess he had some PTSD that caused him to misassociate his past histories and what happened with Chris Stokes just because of that or whatever. But yeah, something in the milk ain't clean and something in the head ain't right because he was in Kansas City yesterday.
I've been trying to clear miscommunications up, but I'm letting everybody know right now that, Joseph, I need you to call me right now. Because let me tell you, I don't feel safe. I'm in Kansas City. I'm at the Hilton Hotel. And I'm telling everybody right now, Raz-B does not feel safe. Pull out an APB for Raz-B in Kansas City. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I'm telling everybody right now, I don't feel safe. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's turned up.
So this is a live.
Wow. Wow. Something's going on, Stead. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Something.
What's the address here, Robert? What's the address here, Robert? I just like, you know, sometimes you don't feel like going to sleep. So guess what? I'm not going to sleep. Yep.
So he mentioned his brother and that sort of thing. So after this live came on, his brother
put out his own
video.
This your boy Ricky Romance, and I just wanted to take a moment to update you guys on the status of my brother. I just want to thank everybody for all your prayers, and I'm just grateful that I didn't wake up this morning and find him in a ditch on the side of a fucking road. You know what I mean? After what happened yesterday, he is in the custody of the police, and he is not under arrest, but he is being held for his safety, and that'll be probably for about a period of 72 hours while they do some investigation and some observations. And my father, as well as my brother's fiance, are both nearby, and they are waiting to hear from my brother, you know, and
so we can post the rest of the video on our site. But yeah, it's clearly something going on. A lot of people see that he needs a lot of help, and he's needed a lot of help. And I just hate that he just continues to get connected with a lot of people who don't have his best interest in it. He's actually on a reality show. I wish we had the reality recap with Shorty, but he's on the Zeus reality show. We know Zeus what we've seen, and like I will admit, I have watched Zeus. I've had the monthly subscription to Zeus, so like I won't talk bad about Zeus because I have funded what they do.
Yeah, me too.
But they are exploiting that young man.
Yeah, they are.
Also on that same show is another guy with some mental health challenges or needs some help, and it's Orlando Brown. And you got these boys on a show where mostly what they do is fight.
Unstable. They're all mentally unstable on that show. Everybody's fighting one another. It's insane. It's like watching Jerry Springer on coke. It's just when I say the show Jerry Springer, it's crazy. It's too turned up. But getting back to Raz B though said, I feel like there's a lot of money at stake when you throw around those kind of accusations. But again, those accusations, he's been very consistent with his story and never diverted from his story, not once. So so now it feels like maybe somebody
it's something different.
It's something different all of a sudden. It's just too weird. And now he's talking about he's fearing for his life because again, when you have a powerful film director like Chris Stokes who has made the transition to directing film, and no one's saying anything about this because Raz B is a young black man. People need to take a stand on this shit and say, yo, this is what happened because they do it for black women. You have to be able to, people want to brush it under the rug because it's a man that was molested. Let's talk about what it really is. Allegedly, Chris Stokes did this. This is what they're saying. And Marcus Houston, but everybody's trying to brush it under the rug because Chris Stokes is a popular film director now and because of Marcus Houston and who he is. And they're directing and producing all these films and stuff.
Yeah. It's sad.
Yeah, it's really sad.
I hope he gets the help that he needs.
Yeah, we'll keep you all updated and we'll follow this story. But again, if you want to just research it, if you put in Raz B Chris Stokes on YouTube, you'll find a plethora of videos detailing exactly what happened and why all the fingers point to Chris Stokes as the common denominator, and also Marcus Houston too, who got a beard to cover up the fact of what he really likes. You said what?
I said Quentin.
Yeah, and Quentin's dead. Quentin's dead. He's dead. But he told his story. There's videos online. You decide for yourself. We'll talk about it at a later date. Everybody Mad Live podcast. All right, so said everybody's talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce and this brand new big ass crib that they bought out in California, and they paid cash. Not $1 million, not $2 million, not $3 million, but they paid $200 million in cash for a house that looks like a shopping mall. It looks like an office building. It's dope. It's a dope crib. The most expensive home.
On the coast too. Nice view. Like it literally has everything. A big house that has everything and got the view and got the privacy. And so because how you gonna get up that cliff to see Beyonce?
Right.
Somebody gonna climb that cliff to try and see Beyonce. Somebody from the Beehive is literally trying to research that and trying to see how close they can get.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen. I'm sure that house is full of it's secured. It's up on that big hill. Oh, yeah. It is secure, but shouts out to everybody that bought tickets to Beyonce's concert, spending all that money. You pay for her house, and it's all good. I don't have nothing bad to say. Get it how you live it, yo. If that's what you do, congratulations to Jay and Beyonce. That's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? But I paid for a Beyonce ticket. Well, no, I never paid for Beyonce. I used to get free tickets to go see her when I was in radio. But I did pay for her show one time, but I'm not paying anymore. I'm good.
Yeah.
I watched the concert on YouTube the other day. Real good concert.
That's what most people see it because everybody record the shows now anyway.
Yeah. And they take it down. They'll take it down just like that. But I was able to watch the whole Renaissance show, and it was a real good show too. But I ain't paying for it.
Right. Because what's the point? You don't need to.
Yeah. Yeah. So congratulations to Jay and Beyonce, man. I ain't mad, Sid. I don't have nothing negative to say. A lot of people hating, but they work hard for it, bruh.
Do you?
And they're black. I'm rooting for everybody black. Okay, let's switch gears. Said Denia, is that her name? Denia Latrice Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Derek Jackson, boo.
This is the ex-wife of Derek Jackson, the relationship specialist. She says they met when they were 19 years old. She has some interesting stuff to say about him. Like to hear it? Here it go.
How we see most people like, oh, this is my wife.
Yeah.
You know,
you ain't gonna see no Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade type of stuff, right, or Sierra and Russell,
right?
You know,
right. And then when I started asking for that, it was like, you gonna make the block hot? And I'm like, I don't care if I make the block hot. I'm your wife, and
he's gonna make the block hot.
So
what did that mean to you? What do you mean by that? When you say you're gonna make the block hot?
Well, by the time I was really like forceful, like, hey, you need to take a stand for who you're. If you're saying you want me, you need to take a stand. I need to see this translated. Yeah. And it was like, well, you know, it's like, okay, I'm just coming off of this, gonna make the block hot. You know, like I had to let go of these people, and they're gonna be upset. And I'm like, I don't care.
Let go what people? What are you talking about?
The women.
He didn't tell you that. He didn't tell you that if you come out and share, if he comes out and share that y'all are married, that he would have to let go of women.
He was saying that he had to let go of these women, right, behind the scenes. I'm gonna make the block hot, or he's gonna make the block hot, or I'm gonna make the block hot for him posting me after he's let go of these women because their feelings are gonna be hurt, right?
Are you talking about?
So you know
said
how
she confused me with the block hot, like just
basically trying to say that like all right, if I go out and say this, then you're going to upset my fan base because they're predominantly women who don't really want to see me with you. They want to see an opportunity for themselves or whatever. But yeah, it's all stupid.
He's a manipulator, though. He was a manipulator. He manipulated her throughout the whole relationship.
Mind games like a mug.
Yeah, he manipulated her.
It took her a while to see it. That's so sad.
Yeah, it's sad. You know,
most people like, oh, this is my wife.
Yeah.
You know,
you ain't gonna see no Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade.
It's unfortunate. I don't really have too much commentary on that right there. You know, she wasn't wise. She was less than smart with the way that she moved with him, you know?
Yeah, like it's certain things that you would demand as a wife. If that's your husband, absolutely. If I ask you to do anything,
just
kind of prioritizes our relationship.
Right.
Why would you say no?
Right. That's all. That's it. Prioritize your relationship. You know what I mean? And so they broke up now, and it's all because of him being a hoe. You know what I mean? And him trying to manipulate her. So he wasn't being honest.
While being a relationship coach, like that's what kills me. Like he was a relationship guru trying to tell people how to solve their relationship issues, and all the while, like you can't get it together with your wife. Actually actively cheating on her.
Right.
Tens of women.
Damn shame. Damn shame. Hey, switching gears, a couple more stories before we wrap things up. Your boy Rick Ross down here in Atlanta said in Fayetteville he's actually considering running for mayor amidst the ongoing legal feud that's going on right now with community leaders over his annual car show, which is held in the city. It went down last year. I forgot how many. He had over 6,000, 7,000 people last year on his property. Rick Ross is doing his car show in Fayetteville, moving forward with it. But get this, y'all, he's charging $350 to go to his car show. That's not VIP. That don't include food. That is just to roll up into the car show. You still gotta buy your food and drinks when you get there.
You better eat before you go.
The 1,640 votes cast. Let's repeat that. The mayor of Fayetteville received 893 votes, or 54.45% of the 1,640 votes. Now I need somebody to confirm that. Because when we dealing with politics, we got to confirm everything we talking about. But if that's what it took, oh man, it's gonna be a beautiful city. See y'all June 3rd.
So the car show is June 3rd, not the election. But yeah, that's what kind of interests me. The fact that it only took about 800, 900 votes to become the mayor. So it seems like he might be able to get that amount if he put some money into his campaign.
Yeah. I mean, you know, but he doesn't really have the experience. Yeah, but look, and I don't have nothing to say. He doesn't have the experience. Donald Trump didn't have the experience to become president of the United States. So if Donald Trump can do it, Rick Ross could definitely become the mayor of Fayetteville. He's probably the richest resident. Well, he has the largest, most expensive house in the state of Georgia. Yeah. You know, people will vote for him, but I know I ain't paying no $350 to go to his car show. That's some bullshit.
And you mad about that too because you wanted to go.
Big man. I ain't doing it. Hey, this is some sad news to report. Spike Lee's dad passed. You know, Spike Lee's dad, he was a jazz composer, bassist, Bill Lee. He died at the age of 94 on May 24th. He passed away in his Brooklyn home. At this time, the cause of death has not been publicly shared, but we all know that Bill Lee is the genius behind a lot of the soundtracks and the music that we hear in a lot of Spike Lee's early films. More Better Blues, School Days, Do the Right Thing. And you know, it's when you see a Spike Lee film, it's just something about, you know, that Bill Lee music that it just coincides with one another. And it's so beautiful. It's just beautiful filmmaking with Spike Lee's early work, and he had his dad to do his music. So our prayers are with Spike Lee and his family, and again, rest in peace to jazz composer Bill Lee. Yep. Said, viral video of the week before we dip out, man. What you got for us, bro?
So this is a sister in the United Kingdom. She was called upon to be on a show as the expert on a topic. I think the topic was race. You know, UK usually has a white host, and a lot of times they have to pronounce a lot of European and Scandinavian names and things of that nature or whatever. So it should be no trouble for them to be able to pass off African names, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Joined by lawyer Dr. Shola Moschuk. How do I pronounce your name, Shola?
Read it, my darling. Read it.
Shog Van Imibu.
Okay. So this is terrible.
I know,
especially
it's terrible.
for
I can't.
presenting.
Easy.
Okay, give her a break. No, again, go back and start again. Just
Okay,
read it.
Shola.
Yeah,
Moss.
phonetically.
Shog Man Imu.
Start. Do it again.
Oh, come on, Shola. I got the Shola right.
Do it again. And read it
Shola
phonetically.
Shog Man Imu.
You just missed the beat. Try again. Go on.
Shola. Welcome to the show.
No. You will say my name. Now read it phonetically.
Moss. Shog Bam Emu.
Okay, Shog Bam Emu, but well
There
done.
you go. Great accent.
And that part, say my name. We ain't gonna move on in this interview until you say my name.
That's right. Yep. Put them in check, because guess what? You're a journalist. You're an anchor woman on the news. You say everybody else's name right. Say my name right.
Say my name right. Don't just move on from it. No, like you say everybody else's name. That's important.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I love it.
I love it too. I like how she stuck to her guns. Go ahead, sister. That's how you do it.
Don't ask me no questions.
Yeah.
Say my name.
Say it right.
Introduce me, girl.
I love it. What you watching on TV this week, bro?
What am I watching? Actually, HBO Max. They have a couple shows that I watched. One was I'll get the other one. They done remade House Party.
Oh, was it good? I heard it was trash. Was it good?
It was trash. Yeah, it was trash. But but I watched it just to have something to watch because I was in a hotel. But Jacob Lattimore was in it. DC Young Fly played Martin's character. Who played Play's character? Tosin Cole or whatever. But yeah, it was trash. Don't even worry about it unless you just want something to watch for old time's sake. But yeah, that's why I hate they doing these movie remakes or whatever. But what is good on HBO Max is there's a new documentary out on Donna Summer. Love it. I watched it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, why didn't I realize that she was so great?
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I love being able to watch these artists from the 60s and 70s kind of and the life that they went through. And I didn't realize sort of the backlash that she had gotten, not with just that song, but just a lot of the kind of harsh things she had to go through kind of coming up in her career or whatever. So I would recommend that. Love to Love You, Donna Summers on HBO Max.
All right, that's what it is. I am watching. I'm not saying I watched Bad Boys Club. Bad Boys on Zeus.
Texas.
And I watched it because when I saw the Raz B thing and it was brought to my attention that he was on reality, I didn't even realize that he was on Bad Boys Houston. Right. And it's a train wreck.
It is.
The show is a train wreck, but I can't stop watching it. Yep. So I've been watching it and I'm on episode 3 and I can't stop watching it. And I know it's bad, but
keep on watching it. I think we're on episode 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, it's escapism for me, and
it just came out. So I guess we on the same amount of episodes, whatever.
Yeah, so that's
I'm watching Baddies West too. So,
I skimmed through it just to see Tommy Lee and Natalie Nunn fight, and just find out what was going on with that reunion show. But Zeus is a trip, man. Like it's crazy, dog. That's all I can say. But so you asked me what I was watching.
Charlotte, I've heard about that too.
I heard about that.
Yep. Maybe we should add that to the. Devanka said Succession on HBO Max. So I know we need to add that to the repertoire because I've heard a lot about that. That's about the scandalous nature of America.
Yeah. So with that being said, that's a wrap for the Everybody Mad Live podcast. We appreciate everybody checking us out. We're available on all social media platforms and all podcast platforms at Everybody Mad Live podcast. You can follow us and you can also check us out there. And we're also on YouTube. We're everywhere. So just make sure that you rock with us. We really appreciate you all just joining the show this evening. We really appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you next week. You can find me, Said Lover, everywhere or follow the show, Linktree/Everybody Mad to check out our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and wherever else we are.